Yeah. Calling this meeting to order. Today is Tuesday, February 10. It is 5:30 p.m. Could we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Ms. Evadillo, can you lead us?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Juan Castillo, President.
Present.
Lorena Delgadillo, Clerk.
Present.
Christina Clark, Member.
Present.
Gladys Anaya, Member.
Present.
Luisa Arriola, Member.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Mary. Moving on to 2.1. Do we have any comments from the audience?
Yes, we do.
Two? Okay. Under comments from the audience, the public may address the board on any subject not listed on the agenda. An individual may only address the board once under this item. 5 minutes may be allotted to each speaker, but can be extended by a board member if so desired. The board cannot act on non-agenda items and cannot respond to issues other than to provide general information or giving direction to the superintendent to add to a future agenda or for the superintendent to follow up with speaker. The individual shall state his or her name and address before addressing the board.
Good afternoon. My name is Alejandra Duarte. I live here in Somerton at 292 East 12th Place. Good evening, members of the board, and thank you for the opportunity to speak to you all today. We would like to introduce the Exceptional Student Services, or ESS Booster Club. A parent-led organization created to support students with diverse learning needs, their teachers, and their families. While working collaboratively with school and district leadership, the mission of the ESS Booster Club is to raise funds and provide support that directly benefits exceptional student services through approved materials, adaptive resources, and inclusive initiatives and participation in schools and district events that promote a positive and welcoming school culture. One of our primary goals is to support academic achievement by helping provide additional classroom supplies and instructional resources that enhance access to learning and support teachers in meeting individual student needs. At this time, we seek to strengthen community climate by promoting inclusion, collaboration, and family engagement. Through community involvement and parent education, we aim to build a school environment where students, staff, and families feel valued, supported, and connected. By the ESS Booster Club is also committed to supporting educators and service providers by helping reduce resource gaps and reinforcing the strong partnership between families and the staff. When educators feel supported, job satisfaction and retention is also increased. We are committed to operating with transparency, accountability, and respect for district policies, and we value the board's guidance as we move forward. Our goal is to complete the district's work and help ensure equitable opportunities for all students. Thank you for your time and continued commitment with our schools.
Thank you.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Gabriela Guzmán. Dirección completa.
Sí, aquí en Somerton.
Buenas tardes, miembros del board, y gracias por brindarnos la oportunidad de dirigirnos a ustedes. Deseamos presentar el ESS Booster Club, una organización liderada por padres de familia creada para apoyar a los estudiantes con necesidades educativas diversas, a sus maestros y a sus familias, trabajando de manera colaborativa con las escuelas y el distrito. La misión del ESS Booster Club es recaudar fondos y brindar apoyo directo a Exceptional Student Services mediante materiales aprobados, recursos adaptativos, iniciativas inclusivas y la participación en eventos escolares y el distrito que promueve una cultura escolar positiva e inclusiva. Uno de nuestros objetivos principales es apoyar el logro académico proporcionando recursos adicionales en el aula que mejoren el acceso al aprendizaje y ayuden a los maestros a atender las necesidades individuales de los estudiantes. Al mismo tiempo, buscamos fortalecer el clima escolar promoviendo la inclusión, la colaboración y la participación familiar a través del involucramiento comunitario y la educación para padres, Aspiramos a construir un entorno donde estudiantes, personal y familias se sientan valorados, apoyados y conectados. El ISS Booster Club también está comprometido en apoyar a los educadores y proveedores de servicios, ayudando a reducir brechas de recursos y fortaleciendo la relación entre familias y personal escolar. Cuando los educadores se sienten respaldados, aumentan la satisfacción laboral y la permanencia del personal. Nos comprometeremos a operar con transparencia, rendición de cuentas y respeto a las políticas del distrito, y valoramos la guía del board mientras avanzamos. Nuestro objetivo es completar el trabajo del distrito y ayudar a garantizar oportunidades equitativas para todos los estudiantes. Muchas gracias por su tiempo y su continuo compromiso con nuestras escuelas.
Thank you. Thank you very much for taking the time and doing this.
Thank you so much.
Moving on to 3.1, report from Mr. Duron.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Bienvenidos a todos. It's nice to be here. Lots of great things in our district. I actually wanted to talk about this very special group of parents who are here and just presented to you guys. This year, through my cafecitos with the superintendent, these amazing ladies have been part of every meeting, really pushing and advocating for their children, which is exactly what we want our parents to be, the best advocates that they can be for their kids. And so through these meetings, we've had many conversations, and we've involved Ms. Garza, since it's really regarding ESS, but it's also kind of expanded into other areas. One of the things that we're going to be starting next month is the parent-adult workshops. We started promoting them today, and that is due to the conversations that we've had. You know, they one time came up to me and said, you know, Mr. Luron, there's certain skills that I would love to learn from specialized people within your district as a parent so that I can continue to support my student or my kid at home. And so I started to think, and that's what I tell them, like, my commitment is to listen and to try to figure out how to make it better for our entire community and district. And so I started thinking, like, where can we do this? How do we do this? And so we have 21st Century. A component of 21st Century funds is to fund adult classes. And so I wanted to move away from GED style classes that sometimes the attendance is very low to more of like interest-based workshops. And so been working really closely with Mayra Fonseca. She's our 21st Century coordinator for the district. And I kind of planted that idea based on the conversation that I had with these wonderful ladies. And so we sent out a survey last month, and it came back with top 5 different topics that currently we're working to create workshops around that. So in March, we'll be delivering those. And so we're really excited because even though 21st Century funds are school-based, just the one school, we are able to figure out a way to make sure that whatever workshop we offer is for parents across the district. So I again, it's my commitment, I'm so happy that you guys are here, is that we are here to work together, and I'm listening, and I'm so happy that you guys are involved. And I love the fact that we're learning together, and that we are acknowledging that sometimes there are certain things that there are policies, there are laws that we can't do anything about it, but I'm listening and we're trying to figure out how to make it better, not only for ESS, but our entire district. So I want to thank you for being here, for advocating for everyone, all right? So thank you so much. On another note, just briefly, because I don't want to take a lot of your time, SBS is about to finish their stage. We're in the final stage of your stage, huh, Mr. Munoz? Yes. We're so excited. So we have a ribbon cutting ceremony on February 25th. It's on a Wednesday. We will send you the formal invitation so that you have it in your calendar. But we are hoping that all of you guys can make it and really celebrate this beautiful donation done by Riedel Construction. Our final phase has been sending the sound and lighting plan to the team. Hopefully they'll approve it, and that way we can really complete the entire project. But we are very happy, we're very grateful, and we're ready to start dancing and singing on top of it. So know that, all right? And I you know, there's many great things. Testing season is started actually. Azela has started in some of our schools. I just wanna, you know, wish all of our kids you know, an amazing time. I don't want to say luck because they've been working really hard. I think that now is their time to showcase what they've been working all this year. but I do want to acknowledge the work that goes behind it. Everyone who supports, not only from the district level, which is Alicia Garcia, she's going to be sharing with us in a bit, but the communication and just organization that happens behind it, it's huge. So thank you to the principals, obviously to the instructional strategists who coordinate the testing, and of course our amazing teachers that are the ones really providing this. So thank you so much. I don't know if you guys have any questions.
Do we have a time for the ribbon cutting?
It's at 5. Yes, 5. And we'll send you the agenda, and we'll send you the formal invitation. I just want to make sure that I put it out there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Moving on. Any questions or comments? No? Moving on to 3.2, Ms. A.
Well, good evening, everyone. I just have a couple of updates on safety and what we're doing with our reunification and the programs there. We just conducted our staff training, and I want to thank all of our departments that all of the staff comes together. This is definitely a district initiative to reunify students to their parents in a safe manner. And so we had a staff training on last Friday, on the 6th. And went through the whole motion, had everyone practice the different roles so that they could see, and got a lot of good feedback and debrief with the whole team. City of Somerton law enforcement was there, Mike Vila from the Kokopau was there in safety, and we just had a good team. And so a lot of good debriefing information, what we could do better, little tweaks, little things, clarifying questions, but it went well, and we're planning on our first school to do the reunification on February 27th, and that'll be with Bravey T. Soto Elementary. And we are also rolling out, so that's one layer, and then we're also rolling out the RAVE system. So it's an app that we have on our phones, and that's with the whole county. And we are linked up. We've done Mr. Duarte has done all the geosynchronous whatever, geo mapping to all of our schools and locations so that it works with the staff that are at that school. So when they leave the school, they can't like butt dial it or anything like that. It's something really neat. And so we're going through the first phase. We've trained our administrators, and then now we have to go out and train each collection of staff members. So it'll take us this semester to get everybody on board. And then another layer to that is making sure their phone numbers are all updated in the system correctly. So you'll see different emails going out from the tech department asking staff to, if they're gonna get a text, and if they're not getting it, to make sure that they get with their site secretary and get those things uploaded so that we have good communication across the board. And I think that's about it. We're just a lot of details, a lot of behind the scenes, a lot of working with the community and different agencies to get things going and ensure we have good, solid plan and communication. Do you have any questions?
Questions or comments?
I have a question. It's nothing related to what you just said, Kim, and I'm sorry, but
Okay.
just keep me in mind for the Teacher of the Year banquet. I know it's not until April, but if you can give us more information on when
Sure.
it is and the dates of the.
I
know it's in
could.
April, but I don't know.
It's April 30th. Thank you for bringing
30?
that up. April 30th. I know that whoever sent out the initial email from Rotary, they put the 20th on there, so that was an error, and so we corrected that. They did send out a correction to everyone, but it is April 30th, and the tickets are $25. It's going to be for educators and anyone outside of education. Because of the raise of things, we're asking for $30. So they'll be able to purchase those. We don't have the link live yet.
Okay.
We're gonna get that going. It will be at the Civic Center this year, and then we'll continue that. It starts at 5, dinner will kick off at 6, and the program will continue. Since this year, we had our Legacy Gala, and thank you for those of you who are able to come. It was really nice, and we were able to induct our Hall of Fame nominees and inductees that evening, so they had their own special evening. And just like we have our own inductee here, Miss Villarreal was in the special category award, so we really appreciate that, and we're so honored to have one of our own inducted. So that was for them that evening, and then we'll have our keynote speaker, that's the one that comes from the farthest away, that evening for Teacher of the Year.
Thank you so much.
Yes?
Any other questions or comments? Thank you, Ms. A. Moving on to 4.1, board member report and board attendance. Ms. Ariola?
Good afternoon. I want to just say that I've been supervising the stage at SVS. It's huge.
It
It's
is.
huge and it's beautiful. So just to see that generous donation from Ms. Nieves Raidel is working with our community partners so we can get those, especially for the Booster Club now, that if you can give me more information afterwards, and I can see what kind of donations that we can provide for you as well. Because that's what it's all about, getting those community partners to be part of, our district. So that was a nice thing to see. And when you see the little kids come up and they're like, wow, or they hear the drill, it's like everybody goes in awe. So it's a really nice project to see from the beginning to the end. Actually, I've been taking footage of it, so eventually I'm going to do the last one. But that's a nice project because it's close to my heart, even though I'm out of teaching, but just being there and advocating for our schools, it's been a blessing. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ariola. Ms. Anaya?
Good evening, everybody. I think the only thing I have to report is that I was in attendance at the Legacy Dinner. I actually was there, I'm not gonna lie and say that I was there for the school board because I had to be there for my work with AWC. But when I read the invitation, I saw who the inductees were, I'm like, absolutely 1,000% I wanna go because Maria was gonna be there, so. It was cool to see her there, I still have her on my cell phone, I still bother her, from when I used to work here. So that's it, it was exciting to see, and I know that a lot of you in here, I know that Legacy Dinner, it's for, a little bit different than Teacher of the Year, but it was cool. Like, I hope to see somebody else from Somerton next year. Get recognized.
Thank you, Ms. Anaya. Ms. Clark?
Hello, everyone. I also wanted to thank you guys for, making it happen, for me to attend the Legacy Gala as well. It was such an awesome experience, my first time there, so thank you so much. And Maria, your bright green dress was beautiful.
Yes.
And everybody was like, who's that in the green dress? It was amazing, so.
Yeah.
I was so proud to see you up there on stage. Thank you. And really nothing much. The Thriving Achievers, guys, I've been going to quite a few of them.
Yes.
And I love to see, the kids with their principals and their parents, and they're just so proud to be there. You get a little teary-eyed seeing some of these reactions because, who wouldn't want to be there with their principal and their nominating teacher? I mean, so whenever you get a chance, if you can attend at least one of them, that would be awesome. I'm still gonna keep going. I
So
mean,
good.
I love it. Thank
The
you so
breakfast is
much.
good.
The breakfast is good. Yes. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you, Ms. Clark. Ms. Delgadillo?
I too want to congratulate Maria's recognition and an award, and so well deserved, so many years of dedication to our district, and, without you, I don't know what transportation would be, but, thank you so much for everything you do. Sometimes, I know our pay and that's just a long story, but you know that we value you. You are a wonderful person to have inside and out, and so thank you so much. I'm sorry I couldn't be there at the gala, but I know my boss was also there, and I was supposed to go with the team for my work, but I guess we only had a certain amount, and so I was out of luck. So thank you so much for everything you do, Maria. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you, Ms. Delgadillo. And, well, congratulations, Maria. I also want to congratulate the wrestling team. I believe they won, right?
Yes, they
they-
placed third.
Third place.
Yeah, third place in the
So,
state.
congratulations on that.
Great accomplishment.
It's awesome. I also want to, commend our board. Just looking at the board attendance and everything, it's, I appreciate everyone taking the time and coming here. So it's great to see this, our attendance. Other than that, that's really all I have. We're going to go ahead and move on to 5.1, grant writer Patricia Peterson.
Board President, board members, thank you for this opportunity to tell you a little bit about the grant writing process. I submitted a report to you, but all I want Title I, Title II, Title III, all the titles. Let's see, Ms. Anna from Annis has also helped me out. Mr. Martin Velasco, sharing with me how he gets, funding for all of those, improvements that he has to make. Mr. Cortejano, I mean, there wasn't, if I missed anybody, all the, teachers that write for those, donors. There are a lot of grant writers, so I'm part of a great team.
Awesome.
Did you have any questions for me?
Ms. Delgadillo?
Thank you so much for that. We always need someone, and of course, with your team, to go out and search for those monies because, obviously the state, with all the cuts and ongoing, and we thank you for what you do. But I do see neighboring districts that get all these millions of dollars, and so I'm hoping to see our name in the paper as well, receiving these millions of dollars. And it's no pressure, but it is a pressure. I want you to stand there soon, and for us to thank you and tell you, for all these millions of dollars that we will be receiving. And so I'm gonna manifest it, and good job, and good luck with that.
I'll consider that a positive supposition.
For sure.
And like I tell you, I thank Mr. Duron, and we say frequently about the opportunity to be able to dedicate myself to researching and grant writing. I've done grants management, and I respect everybody who's managing a grant. And so I do appreciate the opportunity to have that dedicated time to do that. I try to do it monthly where I run through and see what's available. I have written for some small ones. I will tell you that the ones I've written for we received. And but I really, the notes that I gave you about what we're trying to look for, that it goes with the district initiatives and supports what we're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Peterson. Moving on to 5.2, Test Coordinator, Alicia Garcia.
So I just have a really quick presentation for you. I wanted to give you just a little bit of information of what the team looks like and what is coming up and what we can expect for the rest of the year. So I am the district test coordinator. This is my third year in the position, and I do have a team that works with me. And if we move on to the next slide, please. I wanted to give you all the dates of what we do throughout the year and kind of show you, starting with the Zella placement, Galileo. We are currently in the Zella reassessment. And moving on to ACSI on March 16th, AASA ending on the 24th. So our schools are very busy, our principals, our SPCs, everyone. Definitely busy with this. Here are a little bit of our numbers. We currently have 41% of our students are ELs, 1,256. You can see how the schools are separated and how many what the number is per slide. Fifth grade students that are going to be testing ACSI, and our eighth graders and our third grade that will take AAS. And that's our current result. We will be getting our results April 30th. We will have the Zella reassessment, AASA on the 15th. We get third grade. We get to see how our kids did on the move on with reading, the pass or fail. So then we have summer school with Maria as well. And then ACSI and ASA, we get them on May 22nd. Right, Anthony? The last day of school.
Any questions, Ms. Delgadillo?
I have a question, a couple. So the Azala, I see that the total, I was looking at your numbers earlier today, and this year compared to last year, did you see an increase in Azala testers
No, we were about 40%.
at 40% less or 40% more?
No, our number was 40% last year. So this year we have 41% of our students are EL. Last year we were at 40%.
So we
So you increased the
1%.
percent.
We do have a lot of kids coming into our district. This past week, I don't know, we have about 13, last January, about 13 kids coming to the middle school. We are growing. So we have a lot of kids coming into TBS. We just keep getting more and more students. So that's where our growth is mostly from.
And have you exited a large number of students from the Azala?
I believe we were at 10% last year, which the state was at 12%. We do have a little bit of growth to do. We're working on that. I
very familiar with Galileo, and I remember when a few years ago that Galileo was not really not necessarily matching, but wasn't correlating with the state test. Are they now? I mean, what the teachers that are focused and everybody that's working with Galileo feel comfortable that we're using Galileo to its fullest to meet what the standards are being measured during the state test? Are they correct?
There is a strong correlation, and we've seen it throughout the years. There is a process that we're going through right now because we probably won't have Galileo the following year
Yeah.
because they are
Going-
pushing that, yeah,
they're going out of business.
So, that is something working with Mr. Marlins and working with Mr. Northern to say, and some of the principals and just trying to see what's out there, what is affordable, but at the same time going to meet the needs of the district. So definitely there'll be some changes coming up.
There was a strong correlation across the grades with the exception of 2 grades, and I think it was like 5th and 7th that was really missing a tighter correlation, but for the most part there was. But unfortunately, or fortunately, Galileo is going out of business, so we have to look for another assessment platform.
And that's currently in the process.
Yeah.
Have you looked at the neighboring districts, what they're using?
Yes, and we have actually several meetings lined up with these systems to start comparing what they're offering and what decision we would be making to move forward.
Thank you so much.
Any other questions or
I have
comments?
a comment. When I was teaching, one of the things that, the trainings that the state offers, and this is something, when I went there, of course, I don't like testing, but I decided to take like it's called an items review. So you actually get to see all the test questions, go through the process, especially if we live in rural areas, you're able to advocate for the the first year non-English speakers. So that was they pay for your travel, they pay for your stay, and you get to analyze the questions on the test.
For like the state level test?
The state level
Okay.
test. So you have different components that the state offers.
Awesome.
So that's something to look forward to, and I agree with Ms. Delgadillo with the Galileo. When I was teaching, those questions were not aligned to the AASA. It was so stressful, especially because our money depended on it, so, yes. I'm glad that it's going out of business. Sorry. It's so stressful.
Any other questions or comments? Thank you, Alicia.
Thank you.
Moving on to 5.3, Director of Federal Programs, Lydia Rodriguez Vaughn.
Good afternoon, Board President, members, colleagues. As I already given you the report, and I also have the migrant team with me, I wanted to introduce a new advocate, Anna Bernal and Liz Escobar. And we were, the ladies will introduce themselves and they will share part of the report.
Oh, well, my name is Sandra Magaña. I'm one of the migrant advocates and teachers for the program, and we also submitted a report. I don't know if you have questions for us, but this is.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Resolven. I'm one of the migrant advocates. And as Sandra mentioned, we already presented a report to you talking about the different areas that we work. I lead the part of family engagement services, and you can see there are 3 main components. The family, the parent advisory council path, the migrant parent advisory council impact. This is the meetings that we have every, like, 4 meetings out of the year. And also we have family parent student workshops. You can see there the details, and if you have a question, we are more than happy to give you some answers.
I have a comment.
Yes.
You know, after looking at the instructional services that you provide, I mean, I really want to commend you for offering, you know, the Azela test prep focus for the kids right before the Azela testing. You know, I see that you guys also did the ASA prepped focus too. So, I mean, I think any supplemental and opportunities that we give our students is phenomenal. So thank you for including that, within your grant and everything, because I mean, I know that makes a difference. So I really wanted to kind of just highlight that.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments?
I have a question. So on the family, what services do you provide the families?
We offer a lot of services to the families. Our main goal is work with the students, but we extend the services to the parents. As part of the workshops that we offer, is we divide in services in math, ELA, and also we are working with study skills. But this semester we are going to introduce a report where we're going to present all the data from each of the students. It's going to be one file or one report per student. But what we're going to do in these parent-student workshops, we are going to help to the parents to understand what means each of the scores, each of the tests, because one of the questions the parents have, the way that our meetings work, and I'm going to just explain that to give you an idea. When we have our impact meetings, parents are the ones who decide what are going to be the presentation of the topics. And they say, we always receive recognition for our kids, but sometimes we don't understand what that means. So we shared that with Lydia and with the rest of the team, and Lydia said, well, let's start working in a report where we can show to the parents every single score, the story, the instructional academic story of their kids, and explain to the parents what that means. So we want to present in a friendly way, so parents, when they receive the next report of ACELA, they can see, wow, my kid's improving, or, well, we need to work more with my kid. Or, and in the standardized test that we do every year with the state, the parents can say, oh yes, my kid is improving, or we need to help him more in math or in reading or writing. Information that is friendly to the parents. So, but also we are 3 advocates. So what we did is, for example, Sandra can tell you a little bit more. She worked a lot in reading and writing and gave a lot of simple, fun ideas to parents about how they can support their kids with their homework, with assignments, and also the same thing as well in math. Ms. Martinez present that with parents. And I do the part about learning skills, the study skill, organization of the time, things that are also very important for parents to know. And the kids work with their parents and activities, and it's fun see working together in that evening. We do 4 workshops during the school year, and we go to different sites, and it's in the evenings.
Thank you. Yeah, I would like to make a comment on what you're doing with the parents. I think it's really wonderful that you do that, and that's for them to be able to see a good bird's eye of what the student needs to know and what the expectation is. I want to make a comment. I have a friend that her daughter was a kindergartner student last year, and she was just freaking out because, she didn't understand that the state requires kindergartners to know all of this, so many words and numbers, and I mean, to her, it was like, learning how to play, maybe the ABC song and a few colors, and I'm like, no, you learned that at birth, The state requires, schools to make sure that in kinder, they must know this. In first, they must know this. It's not something that the school district just invented and said, oh, well, they have to know their numbers from 1 to 100 in kinder. Actually, it is requirement by the state, it's just an example, but it was she was amazed at that because she thought totally different. And as just a recommendation, I don't know if you do that now, but maybe if we could kind of include that in your parents' classes just so the parents know what their child in fifth grade is required to learn and what they're gonna be tested on. So maybe the parents are able to find that additional help and help you, help the teachers and so forth.
Well, actually, I want to commend the ladies because that's precisely the reason. That's what the Azela prep is. We found that there's, sometimes our students don't get enough practice in the format of the test, such as what you're saying. So in kinder, there's a lot of scaffolds, right? And the teachers keep cueing them to sit down, to do this, and when it comes to the Azela, they're expected to be very independent. So we wanted to provide that opportunity for them to have more of the format of the test to help them be successful. We currently have 430 out of our migrant students, which is about 50% of our students that are EL. And that's why we decided that it was critical that we focus one of our Saturday schools on that. So their workshops, that's precisely what they'll be doing. They'll have a student profile that says this is what your kid is doing in the state assessments, in ELA and math. This is, if they're ELs, this is where they're doing. And they will get the opportunity to have conversation with parents about how their kids are doing, how can they support them at home, what does that mean when these testing windows come up. So we are really excited. They are an amazing team, and if you get a chance to go to one of our workshops, you'll see just how tremendous they are at work. And I know Sandra had an additional comment.
Yes, I just wanted to add, thank you for that comment. In addition to the skills that we teach the parents and how to support their child at home, and not only academically, well, yes, academically, but not on paper and pencil. You know, we talk to them, you know, when you go to the grocery store, when you're doing this, when you're doing your family budget, talk to them. In addition to that, we also provide them with academic standards per grade level. And we were able to translate them so they're in Spanish and English, and then we explain what that means. Also, for school readiness, we have a program for school readiness, so we bring the little ones, 3-year-old to 5-year-old, not enrolled in school. And we work with the child and the parent 3 times out of the week, and that's to prepare them for kinder. So, Mr. Cano, thank you. They provide even breakfast for them, and they're learning even how to open the milk. Little things like that that make a big difference when they start kinder, you know, how to line up and all those things. And parents are trying to open the, you know, the milk carton, and they giving the cell phone to the kids. Oh, because they can't eat without watching TV or a video. No, give me the phone. So yeah, we're trying to cover all of that before they start school or during school, provide more skills, and parents welcome that. Everything that we provide to them, resources, materials, ideas, they're very, very grateful.
Thank you so much for doing that for our community.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments?
Those milk cartons can be a little tricky on those little kids.
Thank you, ladies.
And we had just a short video for you.
Thank you. Moving on to consent agenda. Does anyone have a question, comment, or wish to remove something from consent agenda? Need a motion? Motion was made by Ms. Delgadillo,
Second.
second by Ms. Ariola. All those in favor say aye.
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 I'd like to abstain from 6.2.
Okay, Ms. Clark abstains. Motion carries 4-0. Moving on to 7.1, approval of ASBA 2026 calendar of recommended and required actions for the governing boards, administrations, review and use.
So every year we receive the ASBA's calendar of recommended and required actions. It is broken down and spelled out by month, to make sure we don't miss any. So the recommendation is for you to approve the ASBA 2026 calendar of recommended and required actions as presented. And you'll find the actual calendar on executive content.
Any questions or comments? Need a motion?
So moved.
Motion was made by Ms. Clark,
Second.
second by Ms. Anaya. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to 7.2, approval of school parent support organization FY26.
Well, this is the recommendation to approve the school parent support organization, which is our ESS Booster Club, as presented.
Does anybody have a question or comment? Need a motion?
A motion to approve school parent support organization FY26.
Motion was made by Ms. Ariola,
Second.
second by Ms. Clark. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations.
Yes.
Moving on to 7.3, accept the audit for FY24-25.
Good evening. These are the annual audit documents that you all approve every year. There's 3 attachments. If you have any questions on them, they get sent up to school finance and ADE and also the superintendent's office, so.
Any questions or comments? And everything came out.
Everything comes out good. We always get awards for our excellence. But I did want to point out, I know that these documents can be a little overwhelming. If you really want to get an overall picture of how we're doing, you can refer to the USFR compliance questionnaire. And that document outlines for you the areas that we were compliant and where we weren't, and if we weren't, why we weren't. So it's kind of like a summary.
Questions or comments?
And all the deficiencies were taken care of.
Yes.
And they were minimal.
Very minimal. We went over the whole report and I asked, is it fixed? We're doing it? So we're good.
Need a motion?
So moved.
Motion was made by Ms. Clark,
Second.
second by Ms. Anaya. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to 7.4, discussion and possible action regarding our regarding our board work study.
So we're proposing a board work study to have finance, Ms. Laura Rosario, present the budget for next school year. We are selecting March 23rd at 5:30 for your approval.
What time?
5:30?
Does 5:30 work for everyone on that day?
We'll have dinner.
Yeah, that works for me.
Works for me too.
That works for me.
Perfect, works for everyone.
Great.
So
Thank you.
we'll schedule it for March 23rd at 5:30,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
We don't need to take an action on this, right?
I believe
Mary?
so, Mary?
We need
Yes.
to take an action on this? Okay, need a motion? Motion was made by Ms. Delgadillo,
Second.
second by Ms. Clark. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to 7.5, discussion and possible action to approve the school calendar for the school year FY26-27.
So last week, we submitted a survey to the district. We took the feedback from administration prior to submitting this survey, we presented two options to the district, and Plan A was the one that had the most votes. Some of the changes in the new calendar that we're proposing is starting new teachers on July 9th versus July 10th. And then one of the PD days that we have scheduled for the summer, we moved one of them to January so that they have the 1 day of PD prior to having the students come back. And then the other change was making March 26th, which is Friday, a non-school day, which is prior to spring break.
Yes. And we had 279 staff members that voted, right?
That's correct.
Out of how many?
What is it?
400, 450?
About 400. So at least more than half, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright. The end date on the calendar, is it May 21st?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, and the gray, that 19, 20, 21st, that means they're gonna be released. It's like a half day, right?
Yeah, it's minimum. It's half days.
Ms. Delgadillo, you have a comment?
Yes, I have a comment. I did send an email out to admin and just wanting to know more and more and more and more. We're leaning, to a sooner date. Not that I don't want school to start, but just July 9th for new teachers was just amazing. I was just really shocked, and next year is going to be all year round. We're never going to end school. To me, that's what it seems like. And what was the reasoning of bringing back the entire staff in July?
So the new teachers start on the 9th, and
Right, I
there's
understand that,
so. Yeah, so for preparation of the next school year, right? So when we compare our calendar to neighboring districts, we do have several weeks, full weeks of either holidays, fall festivals that expand our year a little more versus having a start in August that pushes us to start mid-July. And I know that it's really nice to have those full weeks on fall break, and I know that we have obviously in spring break, and I believe that we also have additional days in the Christmas break if we compare it to our neighboring districts.
Yeah, and the way it's, it is right now. Yeah, it's a earlier start date, but like Mr. Don stated, they have a fall break in October, a full weekend for Thanksgiving, 3 weeks in Christmas, spring break, it's a full week. So I think that those days are more spread out within this calendar. So I mean, I love this calendar. I mean, I look at this and I'm like, oh, this is it's perfect. But
and also the 26th, which is the additional no school day, it's a student day, so we went from 180 to 179. Again, looking at the other districts, we are in the same range of school days for our students. So we were 180. We were okay coming to a 179.
So no student day, but it means staff has to come to.
No, it's no for staff and also no for our students.
for the 26th, right?
For the 26th versus the PD day that we moved to January, that's, students are not there, but staff would be there for PD.
You know what, I'll make a comment on this, on this calendar. I think it gives our staff that self-care balance throughout the year. I'm a fan of it. I mean, I love it. I mean, this is one thing I envy from this district, the calendar.
Well, then that's the recommendation for you guys' approval.
Any other questions or comments? Need a motion? So motion was made by Ms. Anaya, second by Ms. Delgadillo. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to 7.6, discussion and possible action to approve gym membership reimbursement for wellness programs.
So last month, we brought this to you as an opportunity for us to promote health. And so, as you know, we started our gym membership reimbursement this past month. However, because it's a fringe benefit, we do need a board approval. So we're bringing it to you.
Any questions or comments? No? And I just have one, and maybe it's here in the notes. The reimbursement, would the district pay for it, or would it be the insurance?
No, it's district.
The district? Okay.
So, I have a question. So if the district is covering that cost, where is it coming from? Like, what's getting cut if we're doing this?
There's no cuts.
There's nothing at all?
No. We
Like
just.
anywhere?
That's a really good question, and sometimes I have to sit down with my staff and explain it, because yes, we have, some of our IAs are reducing some of their hours, and, there's funding, that's, lower in certain schools or whatnot. But they're different pots of money, and so unfortunately, some of the funds for, let's say, our instructional assistants, that's where our funding is lowering. In the case of the money that we're using to cover this expense is from M&O. And one of the things that we saw and we've seen is that the carryover has been more than the 4% recommendation. And so when Laura and the team spoke about this as a possibility, we did the calculations, and it was a very much doable plan.
And I think it also, encourages, staff to,
Yes.
to go to the gym, and hopefully that kind of equals to savings in our health coverage.
Well, that's the plan, right? We weren't able to tie it to our insurance yet, but we're working to ensure that is, hopefully in the futures with some of the plans that we're coming up with, that's something that's covered through insurance.
So I have a question. It just sparked me that you said that the pot of money that's, what's it called, diminishing? It's like for IAs?
Like, because they come from our title monies, and so that really is depending on the number of students that you have per school. So it really varies from school to school.
Okay. So I remember when I was teaching, I know it was a long time ago, but man, the second that the IA came in, it was just like, I can breathe.
Thank you, Jean. Yeah.
Maybe go to the bathroom. Maybe. Yeah, so I'm just
Of course.
curious about that. Okay.
Will there be requirements as far as like how many times you go a week and things like that? And just, I
Yes.
don't see it in the.
So we set the plan in motion last month, and so ideally would be that they have to attend. I said it wrong the other day. It's at least 3 times a week, and so by the end of the week or by the end of the month, because HR created a particular schedule to be reimbursed. So it could be at the end of the month, you go to the gym and say, can I get my attendance report? And so they submit it to our district, and that's how it starts for the reimbursement process. They have to check to ensure that they did at least their 3 days. That's good stuff.
Need a motion, if there's no more questions or comments?
So moved.
Motion was made by Ms. Clark,
Second.
second by Ms. Anaya. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to 7.7, approval to offer a notice of appointment to Leticia Uriarte as custodian/groundskeeper returning from Education Service, Inc., ESI, on February 4th, 2026.
Leticia is returning from ESI, and so the recommendation is to approve the contract for Leticia Uriarte as stated.
Questions or comments? Need a motion?
Motion to approve contract for Leticia Uriarte as stated.
Motion was made by Ms. Clark,
Second.
second by Ms. Delgadillo. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to 7.8, approval to offer a notice of appointment to Jorge Cano as Director of Food Services returning from Education Service, Inc., ESI, on March 4th, 2026.
Mr. Cano is also coming back from ESI, and so the recommendation is to approve a contract for Jorge Cano, Director of Food Service, as stated.
Questions or comments? Need a motion? Motion was made by Ms. Delgadillo,
Second.
second by Ms. Ariola. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to 7.9, approval to offer a notice of appointment to Jose Valdez as lead custodian returning from Education Service, Inc., ESI, on May 11th, 2026.
Same, right? So we have Jose Valdez coming back from ESI, and so the recommendation is to approve a contract for Jose Valdez, lead custodian as stated.
Questions or comments? Need a motion? Motion was made by Ms. Anaya,
Second.
seconded by Ms. Clark. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to 8.1. Any recommendations from the board for future agenda items? No?
No, but I do have just a quick announcement. I want to congratulate Miss Mason from Orange Grove School, who became nationally certified. That's a huge accomplishment for every teacher who tries to go that route. It's huge, and I just wanted to congratulate her.
All right.
Thank you for that.
Thank you, Ms. Arreola. Moving on to 8.2, ESS Special Olympics.
Miss Mason.
From OGS. I'm sorry? Oh, yes. We have Ms. Garza inviting
I
us?
just want to invite
Yeah.
you, everybody, including the audience, parents, will be joining us, our teachers and students. It is our Somerton School District Special Olympics. It is on March 13th from 9 to 1 at Somerton Middle School, and Mary has a formal invitation to hand to you at the end of the meeting. Okay, thank you. Hope to see you there.
Thank you, Ms. Garza. Need a motion to adjourn? Motion was made by Ms. Delgadillo,
Second.
second by Ms. Clark. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. It is 6:26. We're adjourned.